Welcome everybody to Moneyline Madness. It is a football edition. I'm Andy B. I'm here with Matt, Simo, and Brendan. How you guys doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Back for another Thursday night game. Brendan, welcome back to the pod. Simo, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good, man. I got a couple of bets up my sleeve, man. I'm still looking at the books, seeing what we can get this thing going with. Get this bankroll going.
Yeah, Andy, what's your take on tonight? We've got Bills, Pats. How you feeling?
Ooh, I mean, this is a division game. We love division games, obviously. I think it'll be close. I think everybody agrees it'll be close. I mean, I don't know though. That Bills team has been so tossy-turny all year. Coming off a close game with the Lions, it's a really rough pick tonight. It's gonna be a close one, I think.
It's going to be a real close one. I really think it's going to come down to the wire. Wouldn't be surprised if it's somewhat of a slower-paced game. We see this kind of get drawn out, a little fewer possessions going on. I don't know. I think Bill Belichick, after getting absolutely mopped last year in the playoffs by this same Buffalo Bills team, I think he wants to slow things down, put the game in his, quarterback's hands, his team's hands. And, I mean, you're at Gillette. That's all he could ask for. I think we're going to see a little bit of a slow pace tonight. What's going on, boys? How we doing in the chat?
Me personally, I like Patriots +4, man. And honestly, I like Patriots money line too. You know my rule.
Yeah.
I bet the underdog. I go money line too on top of that. But the Bills have been on a downslope, I feel like, over the past couple of weeks, while the Patriots have been on an uprise. It's a divisional game. Who's home?
Patriots.
I believe it's
Pats.
New England.
Patriots. It's in Gillette.
Home primetime dogs, you say, eh? Oh, my
Billy B.
favorite triple combo that
Billy
you can
B.
ever think of. Primetime home underdog.
I like it.
When those three align, it hits every time. Right?
Listen, I got a fourth star.
Time.
I got a fourth star for you to
In
align
a divisional
this.
matchup. That's 4 of them that check off.
I mean, all right, I got a fifth then. Bill Belichick, I said it before we went live, 8-0 against the spread after giving up 30 points. You just do not see Bill Belichick come off of a bad defensive game like that and not buckle down and really get this, defense moving. I think they're going to be all over Josh Allen tonight. Not saying that Josh Allen's going to have a bad game, but I think the Patriots are going to look to slow things down and really, take the ball out of Josh Allen's hands.
I'm with you guys. I think the Patriots are going to play a lot better than people will probably give them credit for. I'm not going to bet on the Bills much at all right now. They just every week you're getting a different Bills team. Last week in Detroit they barely skated by. They probably shouldn't have won the game.
Yeah.
So I'm not betting on the Bills at all right now. The only bet I have tonight is Ramondre Stevenson scoring a touchdown. It feels like an every week occurrence. I have him on my fantasy team, so obviously I can use it. It's -110 every day. He's minus money, but I like -110. Decent value for. I think he does it every week. So why would we stop now in a big primetime game? So.
Yeah, I agree. I like Ramondre tonight. Brendan, what's your take? You got a bet for me on tonight?
I agree with you, Matt, on it being slow paced, and I tend to think that it's hard to favor one team just because it's going to be so close. So I think any team that's plus on the spread is going to be the favorite tonight.
Okay. I got something else that I want to ask you guys. I'm taking tonight. I'm not to hop on Simo's just the +4, but I am also taking the under of 43.5. I'm talking all this slow paced stuff that I mean, yeah, come on.
Legit.
Come on.
I don't know how legit it was.
Mac Jones was hurt, and I'm taking the under. I said I'm taking the under, so I think this is going to be a grit and grind style game. I don't think this is going to be a game that's in Mac Jones' hands. I think it's going to come down to the Patriots defense like that.
To that comment.
Yeah, definitely the run game.
The Bears aren't they're an offensive team. I mean, the Bears are going to blow when they win, and they were playing a team with an injured quarterback. Of course they blew out the Patriots. I mean, They couldn't stop Justin Fields. A lot of teams can't stop Justin Fields right now. Unfortunately, the Patriots couldn't score. I mean, let's
also talk about the youth in the Patriots secondary. How Bill Belichick is just finding these studs at cornerback position. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. Like, he's just picking these guys out of a hat, it seems. Every few years, we're getting a new guy, It started off back in the Tom Brady era, but now it's really just carrying on. Like, he's literally producing studs out there.
You found the McCourties, you found J.C. Jackson, you found
Stephon Gilmore.
Great corner. Gilmore.
Yeah, I mean, who else they have? Who else they have back?
Did you mention Malcolm Butler? If I missed that name, Malcolm
geez,
Butler was
bro.
not an early pick. He was a
no,
nice
Malcolm
find.
Butler though, like I don't
That
really.
story ended so sadly.
That was like a one and done type of.
Nah,
thing.
everybody says that, and I agree. Why? Because you never really heard his name again. I like it better when I don't hear my cornerback's name, because that means he's not getting his ass roasted by every good receiver he faces. Right? So he always had a pretty solid career there, but the end of his career with New England was the way people remember it, I guess.
I lost Sante Samuels.
Yeah, he's had a very good.
Yeah, no, and right now he's got Devin McCourty. Obviously, he's got Kyle Duggar back there. Adrian Phillips is nasty as well. The Bears might have one more win than
one win by more than one score.
Oh, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but like we said, the Patriots weren't going to score in that game. Their quarterback was hurt. I mean, and who was their star? I don't even remember what his name was.
Bailey Zappi.
There we go. Where
Zappy.
did he go to school?
Zappy Mania? I couldn't tell. Very small school.
Yes, very small. I think Justin Fields is also getting hot at the right time. It's tough that he got injured.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Hey, he's playing this week against the Packers, so if you have him in fantasy, start him.
Yep.
Andy, I got a question. What was your Ramondre prop again?
Anytime, -110.
Okay, so I'm going to double down on Andy here with Ramondre Stevenson. I think this is going to be a slow-paced game. I do think this is going to be an under type of game. I do think this is a pound type of game here. And with that being said, Ramondre Stevenson over 16.5 rush attempts at -105 on Tipico.
I love that.
I think is a smacker.
I like it.
Yeah, I really like that one a lot. I mean, he's their workhorse, right? Jacoby Myers is active now. So he's that's really it. They don't go to the tight end too much. When they had Hunter Henry out there, they got a couple touchdowns. What was it, last week, 2 weeks ago? They got the one called back. Unfortunate is what it is. But, I mean, it's really just Ramondre Stevenson. That's it. So I definitely love that tonight.
There's so many that I like that I'm looking at right now. Honestly, Ramondre Stevenson over receptions too. 4.5 receptions looks great. Josh Allen over rushing yards looks great. New England first half point spread +2.5. First half money line at +150.
Wow, I hopped in on New England first half plus a half a point. So, damn.
These are all good bets, I feel like.
No, yeah, I definitely love the Patriots tonight. I don't know. The Bills are definitely human. That's what we're seeing these past few weeks.
Yeah, they're a very stressful team
They're
to
just banged up.
If you're rooting for them, they're probably very stressful.
And like so much on Billy B's side right now, I don't know, man. There's just too much siding with Bill Belichick.
In New England.
In New England, yeah.
The royal families there. I mean, everything's on their side. Man.
Yep, all these
The royal families there? Oh,
they were at the Celtics game yesterday. And
they're definitely winning now. I'm going Patriots money line.
+176, Pats money line.
Definitely a tough coach to bet against, especially at home.
Yep, for
definitely
sure.
Like Josh Allen over 42.5 rushing yards too. I think he's going to be scrambling a lot. I think he's going to be all over the place.
42.5. Wow.
Rushing yards, yeah.
He also runs in for a touchdown, I think, every week now. So
I feel like
I don't know what his number was, but
I feel really good about this slate tonight. Honestly,
yeah, this is a good NFL game for sure.
Yeah,
finally, on a standalone Thursday night game that we all were looking forward to.
Hell yeah.
And I think it goes to hell next week. But.
Well, yeah, it does. But you know what? We'll enjoy this while it lasts. And because there's only one NBA game on tonight. And I don't know if you guys look. Pistons, Mavericks.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to I-Main and the Mavs. But
shout out to Luka. We love you, Luka.
Shout out to Mavericks legend Kemba Walker. You know, he could get
Has he got on the court yet?
No.
Okay. He won't.
No. He might not. He might not. It's unfortunate.
Hey, it could be like Jonathan Abram. I don't know if you guys remember. He got picked up by the Packers like 2 weeks ago. He already got cut. So.
Unfortunate. Honestly, the Giants could use him right now. They need some secondary health. Not even help.
Can he play
secondary
receiver?
health.
Can he play receiver though?
All right. Luka double is a lock.
Anytime Luka double. Anytime Luka double in a win. Probably whatever the value is tonight. Is that?
Yeah.
They win.
Definitely.
They can
definitely. All right, you guys want to head over? I know we got some World Cup action going on. You want to talk some college football first?
Yeah, let's do the college football. A lot of big games this weekend. This is the time of year. If you're gonna bet, you should bet this week. You got a lot of probably a more stretched out slate than usual. Usually every conference championship game matters. This year, the Friday night one matters and the Saturday afternoon one matters. The SEC and Big Ten, they don't matter in terms of the playoffs, but there's money to be made there. We say that all the time. So
Yep.
I'm going to leave it to Brendan to start us off with the Friday USC-Utah game, because this is a really even game. Utah and USC played earlier this year. Utah beat them. So this is a revenge game for USC, and they need to win to get into the playoffs. So,
I mean, it's definitely a toss-up game for sure, and USC needs to win or else they're not getting in. Utah beat them earlier, and they were at home and won by, I believe, 2. So I expect USC that with Caleb Williams, who's now the Heisman frontrunner, that he can come through and get the job done. But it'll definitely be a close game. A lot of offense for sure.
Yeah, a lot of firepower in that game. I actually have a bet.
We're
talking. Yeah, I peeped it a couple times actually. You had to. Nice. I got another bet for you. Like I was saying, I'm taking USC team total over 34.5 because they average 42.5 a game. I don't understand. Utah is in the lower half of percentile for every defensive stat. So I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me that this line is where it's at. Get that for minus 102 right now. So I would definitely jump on that because I think this line's going to move a little bit before the game starts. I definitely love that. And I don't doubt that Utah will cover, but I do think that USC gets some revenge. I definitely think they get revenge.
I think both teams are going to go over the overs. I think the game will be far over. Both these defenses are terrible. Yeah. I think Utah has a really good shot to repeat and beat them because they have everything to play for, even though if you win, you're probably going to the Rose Bowl if you're Utah. Mm-hmm. My guess would be they'd go to the Rose Bowl just out of beating USC. And obviously you want to beat USC and knock them out. You don't want to see a Pac-12 team in there if it's not you. So This is for Utah. They're going to have a lot to play for. I personally, Utah's going to win. But I think if you're betting this game, points. That's the only word you need to hear is offense. Points. Yeah, everywhere. Both defenses are terrible. Both offenses are great. USC, like you said, Heisman front runner, probably going to win it with ease now. I mean, yeah, I think that's going to be a good Friday game. You wanna
nice.
let's head
Utah to +2. Let's go.
Utah plus. Oh, there you go. Hey, if like you've said, if you're going to take the +2,
may as well
take them to win the game.
Take the money line.
Take them to win the game. Right?
That's right.
Yeah. So the next one is we're going to do the Big 12, and the Big 12 matters a lot. All right. Obviously, it's the same as USC. TCU wins, they're in. I don't know if they're out if they lose. That's a discussion for another show. But TCU, just in my opinion, just win the game. You don't leave it to chance. They're playing Kansas State, a team I don't believe they played this year. I could be wrong. Brendan would know better. He's a Big 12 guy, so we're going to leave it to him again.
Well, TCU beat K-State earlier at home, and that was with Adrian Martinez going out early in the first half, and then Will Howard getting hurt. So it's kind of a skewed game, but I think TCU has, just to look themselves in the mirror, and it's up to them. They don't have to worry about anything. They control their own destiny. And Kansas State has been the best defensive team in the Big 12. They have, the defensive player of the year on the D-line, and it'll be a very close game. But I think TCU, just with all they have to play for, is going to be able to pull it out in the end. And I think Max Duggan has a lot to prove this week.
Max Duggan's got to prove the haters wrong because I am one of them. I personally think he's the worst quarterback left, and that's just actually, now that I caught myself saying that, I think he's the second worst quarterback left. Yeah, I think he has a lot to prove for himself. I think TCU, you've made it this far. You're undefeated. You do not want this to be the end for you. You got to go out there and win against K-State, a team obviously you said they beat. Skewed game, you're right. Adrian Martinez, completely forgot he was on Kansas State. He was in Nebraska for like 10 years, it felt like. But no, I think TCU wins the game and by a good amount. I'm
riding with TCU minus 2.5. Definitely riding with that one. I'm going with the Cinderella. I mean, nobody had eyes on TCU football before this season started, So I think they have, like you said, they have something to fight for, and I think they're going to go out and they're going to prove that. And we got a JJ McCarthy stinks comment.
Yeah, that's why I caught myself. JJ McCarthy is the worst quarterback left, and that's being nice. I don't think he's very good. I had arguments with people over the weekend over him. I don't think he's very good. Obviously, I'm biased to Stetson. That's not his jersey, but
Yeah.
I'm biased to him. I think he's the second best left, obviously, is Caleb. But yeah, I think for Duggan, he's got to have a good game. The team's got to have a good game, and I guess we'll do a little transition and we'll just do the Big Ten now that JJ McCarthy was brought up. The Big Ten game, to me, worst game this weekend. I know Brendan's big on it, loves this game. Personally, I think Michigan's going to wipe the floor with Purdue only because Purdue shouldn't even be there. Iowa should have won their game against Nebraska, should have been there. Frankly, as far as I'm concerned, the Big Ten championship every year should just be Ohio State, Michigan, because we all want to see that again. But unfortunately, a team from the West has to go, and it's Purdue. I think personally, Michigan covers. I know Brendan and I disagree. Brendan, explain your reasoning.
Well, I do like Purdue covering 17 points this week, and I just think, you look at this Michigan team all season, and they really haven't looked insanely amazing, especially on offense. I think last game was also a bit more in their favor. Ohio State gave up a lot of deep shots to McCarthy, and he did play very well last week.
He did.
But, they've played very well last week. The thing is, can they do it again? And Purdue is definitely not one of the top 3 teams, maybe not even top 4 in the Big Ten, but just against an offense that hasn't looked very dangerous this season. I think 17 is a lot for Michigan to cover. And I like O'Connell for Purdue. He's always been a very good quarterback, and he'll score some points.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're maybe like 6th in the Big Ten, in my opinion. But, yeah, no, that's a weird conference always. And obviously, this is the conference everybody right here. Everybody has eyes on the SEC. I know Double R. It's me against Double R, Georgia LSU. I don't think it'll be close. I think Georgia. I don't mean to be disrespectful. Georgia is just
that much
miles
better
ahead of everybody right now, it feels like. And until they're beaten, I don't really see them losing. So at least it being the LSU, a team that just lost to Texas A&M, who is a terrible team this year, not even going to a bowl. And they didn't just lose to Texas A&M. They got their asses kicked. Yeah. So that wasn't exactly motivational going into a game against the undefeated defending national champions trying to win an SEC championship for the first time in 4 years. Everything's on Georgia's side. I've got them covering minus 17.5, and I think it could go much higher than that, to be honest.
I feel like the Michigan, I don't agree that Purdue is going to cover, but I feel like Michigan's minus 17 is a lot more than Georgia's minus 17.
Yes, you're on it. You're looking at it from a different point of view. You're looking at Michigan. They're a great team we all know about, but you don't know much about Purdue. In terms of Georgia, you know so much about Georgia. You know how good they are. They just won a national title. 17 felt low to me. They were just 23-point favorites against the last SEC team, Kentucky. Kentucky's better than LSU, in my opinion. Kentucky's not even that good. Neither of them are that good. The SEC has not been good this year. So I think they were trying to keep the line closer just so that you had some intrigue, but I really don't think there's much intrigue in the game because, I think it'll be a blowout pretty quickly, but LSU's happy to be there. They're happy that it's not Alabama, right? That was their season. They knocked out Alabama, so that was my take on that.
LSU had a big chance. They could have, if they win last week, they would have had the potential to be the first 2-loss team to make the playoff, and I think I don't know what the mojo is in that locker room, but they got to have no air left. Losing to Texas A&M like that, they're looking a week ahead, and now what do you have to play for? Not nearly as much.
I don't even know what bowl they're gonna win. They're gonna wind up in a really bad bowl too if they lose. So that is stress. That's tough for Brian Kelly because they had a lot going in this season, and obviously it fell apart. And I think that did take the wind out of their sails. I don't think there's much left for LSU. So in terms of college football, I don't know how many close games there will be this weekend. I think there's a lot of mismatches. No, we didn't even bring up the ACC game. We don't have to. It never means anything. But I think there's a lot of mismatches every year in the conference championship. You're just not getting close. So I think it'll be tough, but I think it'll be a good weekend nonetheless. And obviously, it's a packed sports weekend. If we want to move on to the, I think the biggest sporting event this weekend in America, right?
Yep. Yeah, the World Cup.
Yeah.
Right?
World Cup. Us. The U.S.
Yeah.
We're left. We're here.
We're in this. We're in this bitch.
We are.
I know I'm not necessarily the one that people are looking to for World Cup bets, but I have an interesting take on tomorrow's game at 10 a.m.
Saturday, not tomorrow.
No. I'm not talking USA.
Oh, let me hear it.
No, I've been studying.
We've been studying.
I've been studying. All right. I think Ghana has potential to upset tomorrow. I think these European teams have been on their heels a little bit too much. And I think these guys have something to prove that they're better than these European soccer players. I think they're going to come out, they're fighting, and it's reminding me kind of like March Madness, where like these guys are fighting for higher draft position. These guys are competing out there, proving that they could hang with, the big league type of guys. So I think they have a chance at plus 390. All I'm going to say is it's intriguing me a little bit. That's it.
I have to agree with that. It was on my sheet to bet on today coming in, and it was the only one I took off, but I definitely leave Ghana.
Let's do it.
I really like the line there. I might have to take that.
I don't know if you were watching the game before, Brendan. There was about 75 seconds, I think it was. I don't know how long. Where
maybe 2 minutes.
Spain and Germany were going to be eliminated. That was amazing. That would have been one of the most surprising things of the tournament. Yes.
Yeah, I was texting some of my friends, and it's tough to think of a bigger upset scenario than that. You have Spain, Germany, and Japan and Costa Rica, and especially Costa Rica has just not looked good. And for about 2 minutes, they were ahead and sending Spain home. But
damn right, we know football. I have trouble saying it. I'm sorry because I'm so used to
it's called soccer.
It's
actually.
called soccer after Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying out here. We're trying to get into it.
But I was locked in on yesterday's. I don't know if you watched yesterday. Obviously, you know why I watched yesterday. I've said it a million times off of air. Mexico and Argentina. I was screaming at the TV. Explain to me why Poland would have made it if they had all been tied and the goal differential was at 0. I don't understand it. So do you know why?
So it comes down to on the tiebreakers when they just keep going down the list. The next one it gets to is fair play.
What is that?
And that's calculated by how many yellow cards or red cards a team has. And Mexico might have had the most yellow cards.
They did. They had a lot of. That's the dumbest.
They had 10.
I didn't know that's what that meant. That is.
Germany has been choking. They also choked in the Second World War as well. So, that's tough.
Don't tell that to Kanye. Don't say that to Kanye now.
All right, yeah, we're not even stepping there.
Let's not
Pats
go that
by
way.
24. Ernest, I don't know. I mean, that would cover my Pats +4 bet. So I guess I'm
we got
with you,
24
Ernest.
again, yeah.
I'm with you.
So we didn't even mention the fact we are playing Saturday, America.
Yep.
Explain, Brendan, because you told me the other day, I texted you, the exact words were, can we beat the Dutch? And he said, no, but we'll try. And I love the enthusiasm. We're going to try. What do you think there's any shot, literally any shot we can beat the Netherlands? Because we looked good the other day.
I definitely do. I think it's realistic to think that we can win. By no means do I expect us to win, but it's not, crazy out of the box to think that we'll advance over them, especially the way the U.S. has looked. I mean,
I was going to say, they've dominated in terms of possession so much, and I feel like if you could continue that into this game, you always are going to put yourself in a solid position, right?
Yes. Andrew's head is going to explode if we do. I mean, I was screaming at the TV the other day. I was stressed out. I remember 5 years ago when we missed the World Cup. This kid, Brendan, right there, was devastated. I want to see him if they win on Saturday. This would be one of the crazier things. Like he said, crazier things have happened. It would be one of the crazier things. This was a team that missed the World Cup 5 years ago, whenever the qualifier was. And now they'd have an opportunity to make the final 8. I mean, that is – or the final 16. I think I fucked that up. No, final 8. Yeah. That would be insane, and that would put us – because we have a lot of young guys. We're hosting in 2026.
That's going to build up a lot of hype, dude.
It would supremely put us in the middle to possibly winning when we host it, which, everybody would love to see here. So I'm hoping that Christian Pulisic is feeling better. Obviously, that was tough to watch as a man. But definitely hopeful this weekend. And I know everybody's excited because we are calling it soccer now.
Yeah.
and we're gonna keep it that
We
way.
play solid halves. I would like to see them stay aggressive. Defensively, we're legit. Definitely defensively, but I've noticed that like we suck at corner kicks, yo. Like we
Yeah, I have
are
noticed that.
absolutely atrocious. Like I'm a casual, and I was sitting here like, yo,
You know
like,
what though?
we need to capitalize on these. Like,
Teams know it too because they got so many the other day. They had
Yeah.
like 4 or 5, and like they just are not successful with them.
yeah,
I do think in the midfield and defensively, especially Tyler Adams at defensive mid, that we've looked very good. And I think that's something to build off for the next World Cup. Like you said, Andy, it's more unrealistic to think, we'll win it this year, but I don't think it's that crazy to think that we have a real chance at being in the final.
All of these guys are
at
so
home.
young too. All these
Yeah,
guys
exactly.
are so young. Christian
That's
Pulisic is
exciting.
24 years old.
Yeah.
There's a guy on the team younger than me, and I'm young.
yeah.
That's
that's
crazy.
nuts.
I mean,
Says
is
a lot.
All right, you guys got anything else in? You wanna add in tonight?
No, man, it's a big weekend.
Big go Georgia, big go
Big go
Georgia.
dogs, man.
Go dogs.
I do have 2 World Cup bets. I'll get off. the
Oh,
list.
let me hear it.
Ooh,
Let me hear it.
hear it.
I have tomorrow at 12 p.m. I believe it is Serbia against Switzerland, and Serbia needs a win
Oh,
to
it's
advance.
12 o'clock for you, you dummy.
And I have Serbia at plus 171 against Switzerland. I think they're the better team, and I think they're going to be attacking. And what we've seen so far, almost like the U.S., when the team needs the win and the other team needs the tie, like we did against Iran, it just seems like the team that needs the win has been winning because the other team's sitting back. And I also have Senegal at plus 190 on Saturday, same day that the USA plays, to advance into the next round
Sunday.
against England.
Sunday.
I think that Senegal team's pretty good.
I think they're beating England. Okay, so no, real quick before we stop, can we just shit talk England for a minute? Because like,
The fact that they eat beans for breakfast, like that
my
type of shit talk?
TikTok was all just English people saying that the U.S. was gonna get their asses kicked, and then when we tied, they were like, "Well, you didn't beat us. You didn't beat us." Blah, blah, blah. Can we like? I can't be the only one that hopes they go out there and just get murdered.
I mean,
not
they blew
not literally, obviously.
They blew a
but, like,
13 colony
they
lead. There's
blew
not
a
much else to
13
say.
colony lead.
They've been doing it forever. Nothing's
Yeah.
going to change.
It's in their
Yeah.
DNA. It's in their blood.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So just, stay
Yeah.
in your lane, England. Okay.
There's a fact.
Soccer now.
Stay in your lane, or we'll send you to the Queen. How about that? All right.
They were actually at the Celtics game yesterday, though. Real quick, they were at the Celtics game. They asked Jaylen Brown about it. He was like, "I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. Stop
Yeah, like,
bringing it
who
up."
does? Like what? You're American. Like, why would you care like that? It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, I don't know. That's all there is to it.
Oh yeah. A lot
All
of
right.
shit talk today. Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Love it.
definitely a lot
Love
of shit
Definitely.
talk. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. This has been Thursday night Moneyline Madness. Let's go Patriots. Honestly, I think we're all rooting for the
Yeah,
Pats tonight. A little underdog night. Andy's got the dogs going on over there.
And
That's
America.
a lot of
Let's have a
lot of
weekend. Why not? Let's have a
Yep.
weekend. I hope
Let's
everybody
do it.
wins except England.
Yeah. Yep. We'll be back Sunday talking some more bets, all the above. Week 13, big NFL week. A lot of good
Oh, yeah.
games. And yeah, we'll catch you guys then.
Oh yeah.
Let's go Pats. Peace.
Go dogs.